Okay, so in total, I have 7 insurance coverages. Hi everyone, it's Charm again from Ready to Adult Philippines, a channel about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and adulting how-tos. In the last 2 videos, we have covered the basics of life insurance, that's Life Insurance 101, and also how to go about getting one yourself, the thought process behind it. And if you haven't seen these 2 videos, I will link them up in the card so that you can check them out after you watch this video. For this week, we will be capping off this supposedly one video idea that became a 3-part series about life insurance. With my insurance policies, I will be sharing my life insurances and my health insurances as well. Again, as a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. I am not affiliated with any life insurance companies, and this is not a sponsored video. Although insurance companies, if you wanna reach out to me, my email is down below in the description. So yeah, let's start the video. Okay, so I have 7 insurances or insurance coverages, and I would be listing them down in order of when I got them. So the very first one is PHIC, that's my PhilHealth Insurance Corporation, and I have been paying for PhilHealth since I was 20 or 21. I can't exactly remember, but I think to average it, because I started out paying the minimum, I think I have been paying around 4,000 to 6,000 pesos a year now. And if you're not familiar with PhilHealth, it's basically the government's health insurance. And as an employee, you are required to remit every month. So that's what I've been doing. So basically what it covers is based on case rates. This is a similar system that the HMO follows. The rates that they cover will differ on case-to-case basis, like what illnesses, what checkups, what hospitals are covered. And you can check them out in the link that I will put down below for the full list of benefits as a PhilHealth contributor. So yeah, I won't dive too deep into that because I think majority of the people has PhilHealth, and I can cover it more in a separate video. Next, I will be talking about my life insurances, and I actually made a table in my bullet journal, and the table basically shows me the insurance policy name, when I have to pay for it, like what months, my annual premium, my life coverage, my accident rider coverage, my critical illness coverage, and how much the fund value is when I plan to retire, which, as you guys know, my retirement goal is 45, and it has here the fund value for when I take a holiday or without holiday. So meaning of the holiday is if you have 10-year to pay insurance policies, you can actually stop paying for it for 10 years because presumably the fund value can pay for the insurances for the rest of your life. Now, if you choose to put more money into your VUL, then your investment will obviously grow. But as I mentioned in my previous video, I would actually prefer to invest directly to funds now as compared to something that is linked with an insurance, because I found that it can be a little bit more expensive. Okay, so the first one that I got was my AXA Life BasiX, and I got it when I was 23 years old back in 2016. So the annual premium for this is 27,000, and it's a 15-year pay policy. So my life insurance coverage for this, or the death benefit, is 600,000, and this is covered until I am 100 years old. And this has a critical illness rider of another 600,000 pesos, and this covers me until 71 years old. And lastly, it has an accident rider that covers 1 million pesos until 70 years old. Okay, so this was invested in a fairly moderate fund. So with the premium holiday, that means I stopped paying after 15 years, I am 38 years old by then, the fund value would be 450,000 pesos. And if I would continue paying 7 more years until I'm 45, by then the fund value would be 800,000 pesos. And again, this is depending on how the market performs. So this is just based on historical data on how much their fund grows. So for this policy, I pay it quarterly. That's 3, 6, 9, and 12. So this was my very first VUL. So as the name suggests, it's very basic. It's very broad. So after 2 years, I got another VUL, and that's the Manulife Affluence Builder. My annual premium for this is 51,050 pesos. And this is a 10-year pay insurance policy, and my life coverage or death benefit is 250,000 pesos, and I am covered until 74 years old. This doesn't have a critical illness rider, but my accident rider is another 250,000 pesos, and I am covered for that until I'm age 45. So let's talk about this policy for a bit. I mentioned in my last video that I made a mistake of doing an aggressive VUL. So basically, as you can compare with my AXA, the annual premium is almost double the price, but the life insurance coverage is less than half. So that's because majority of the money really goes to the investment and not really the insurance. And later on, I realized that I could have just easily opened a fund, which I later on did. So I have a fund also with Manulife. I can talk about my investments in another video, but basically I realized that it became more expensive because of that. But because it's an aggressive VUL, at age 45, the estimated fund value is at 1.3 million. And that's with holiday, meaning I will only be paying for 10 years. So it's definitely a higher fund value because I'm also putting in more money. So I am paying this twice a year, but I have a promo with my credit card that the payment can be spread out to 3 months. So instead of twice a year, it's 2 quarters a year. So I'll be paying January, February, March, and July, August, September. Okay, if that makes sense. And that's because of the City Light Pay, because I have the Citibank credit card. I will link down to good Citibank credit cards below if you guys want to check that out. It's definitely lighter because again, the annual premium is quite big, so at least I can divide it into 6 payments. So the next policy, I got it a year after, that's 2019. It's the FWD Set for Health. So FWD is definitely an up-and-coming life insurance company, but they've been hitting the top 15, top 10 in the Philippines, and they are very millennial friendly. Their app is very good, their website's very good. They're just very digital, so I really like that aspect of FWD. So the FWD Set for Health is a whole life insurance. It doesn't have a fund value or investment portfolio. So the annual premium is at 33,202, and that is a 10-year pay policy as well. And the life insurance coverage or death benefit covers 650,000 pesos up to age 75. And the critical illness can pay up to 3 times. It has to be 3 different critical illnesses. They will pay another 650,000 each time. So that's 650,000 times 3 possibly. And that's also until age 75. And this doesn't have an accident rider. So the fund value for this when I hit 45 is around 200,000 pesos. So I pay for the FWD twice a year as well. Okay, so if my AXA was like a broad basic life insurance, my Manulife was geared towards the investment more, and the FWD is geared towards the health more. So the next one is also an all-encompassing broad life insurance, and this is a whole life insurance. It also doesn't have a fund value or investment attachment to it. So this is the PhilAm AIA All-in-one insurance, and I just got this year right before the lockdown actually. So the annual premium for my PhilAm insurance is 54,589.77 pesos. Okay, I think that already includes my PhilAm Vitality. I will be talking about that in a little bit. So this is a 20-year pay policy. The life coverage or death benefit of this is at 2 million pesos and you are covered up to 100 years old. The critical illness is also at 2 million pesos but you are covered until 75, and the accident rider as well is 2 million pesos until age 75. So the cash value for this when I hit 45 is 774,000 pesos. So PhilAm also has this thing called PhilAm Vitality, and what that basically is that it rewards you for being healthy. So for example, you reach a certain amount of steps a week or a certain amount of workouts where they can track your heart rate, so you would need a watch. I'm not currently wearing it, but I usually wear a fitness tracker, and it basically gives you around 200 pesos every week and rewards you for hitting your goals. And the premise of that is because if you are healthier, it's less likely for you to get sick, which in return would be less likely for you to claim your insurance benefits. So I think it's a really smart marketing tool, and I really like that about PhilAm. So I always suggest it to people who always work out or who has an active lifestyle. Okay, so don't get me wrong, I love all my insurance companies, and like I mentioned in my previous videos, almost all the insurance companies have the same products. It just really depends on how they market it and, sell it to people. So I pay for this policy quarterly. So all my policies are actually auto-credited to my credit cards. So I don't have to remember and I won't forget to pay any payments. So those are my 4 permanent life insurances, and the whole coverage for it is 3.5 million pesos. For now, I feel like it's sufficient, but I might increase it as I go. Maybe I will get a term life insurance next. Okay, so I'm just gonna include here the 6th insurance is from my CIMB account. So if you're not familiar, if you reach 100,000 pesos in CIMB, they will automatically give you a life insurance that's equivalent to your ADB for up to 1 million pesos. So you can get a free life insurance from 100,000 to 1 million pesos, and you just have to renew it every month by maintaining that ADB or average daily balance. So I also have a life insurance there. So since it depends on the ADB, I would just say a minimum of at least 100,000. So it's like a free term life insurance that you can get that renews monthly. Alright, so lastly is my HMO that is covered by my company, which is also my employer, and we have Maxicare. So this renews biannually, meaning every 6 months. So since I'm part of the management or the board of directors, so we pay 7,867 every 6 months, and that's for this HMO or Health Maintenance Organization. So the life insurance of this is only 50,000 pesos, but we really mostly use it for the healthcare services. And the maximum benefit limit for that is 250,000 pesos a year. And you can use this based on case rates, again, similar to PhilHealth. So a lot of the healthcare services are based on the maximum benefit limit. So for example, if you need x-rays or CT scans or MRIs and you have a prescription or it is requested by your doctor, then those can be covered by the HMO. So they also have case rates, meaning some procedures or some checkups or some tests, they will put a limit on it. So for example, 10,000 pesos for one eye LASIK or something like that. So they have a whole document or PDF that they're gonna give you that you can check for the coverage. So for my HMO as well, I have free annual checkups and dental checkups and procedures as well. So definitely, if you are employed, then make sure to ask your HR what the benefits of your HMO are so that you can also take advantage of them. So the reason for my life insurance is because I'm a breadwinner and I wanted to serve as an income replacement in case something happens to me. So yeah, you definitely have to assess your own needs. I've talked about that in my previous video, so you can check that out as well. So yeah, that's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've already talked about my personal finance system, and now I shared to you guys my insurances. So maybe next time I can also share to you guys my investments, my net worth. Let me know if you guys are interested in a little bit more personal videos like that. So yeah, if you like this video, then please give it a like and share it to your friends and families. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring the notification bell. So I know that adulting's already hard, but personal finance doesn't have to be. That's why I love making these videos for you guys. And again, this has been Charm from Ready to Adult Philippines, and I will see you on my next video.